Right then, so we're gonna have just had this, and it's the Optisan. It's a CP 3-12 by 32, and this is the a second focal plane scope. And I wanted this because I wanted a really lightweight, general purpose hunting scope, really, just purely for hunting, not for target shooting, nothing else, just purely for hunting. And I wanted something really lightweight, so I can carry it around the hills, mountains and the woods, rather than the IORs, which are quite heavy, which are great for target shooting, great if you're settled in somewhere in a hide or whatever. Really good scopes for that. In fact, superb scopes for that. But I fancy something really lightweight and quite handy. Now, I saw this scope first at the British Shooting Show this year. I was dead impressed with it. I've been on the lookout for a small, compact, lightweight scope with good optics for quite a while, and I saw this at the British Shooting Show and really liked it. You know, I had a quick look through it, liked the ret's really nice, liked the build quality, optics seemed really nice. All in all, exactly what I wanted. But unfortunately, because of the COVID-19, it put the actual arrival of the stock into the UK way back. So these things have only actually not long hit the shores, really. And apparently they've been selling out really quick as well, because they are, and for the size of them, they're a nice scope. So let's have a little look what you get, shall we? First thing that I like immediately is the fact that it comes in a really good box, because some of the scopes that you get now, the packaging is appallingly bad, really cheap, really flimsy, just doesn't look classy at all. And now I know it's only a box, but a lot of people, when they're not using the scope, they'll put it in the box. You know, if you haven't got your scope mounted constantly on the same rifle, or you take your scopes off when you put your rifles away, people put them in the boxes. So it's nice to have a decent quality box that you can stick your scope back in. So just bear with me a minute. Right, so really nice instruction booklet, very nice. Warranty card, ret info, shows the ret, really good. Gives you the subtensions and all the rest of it. That's really nice, I like that. Very nice. Owner's manual also comes with it. Looks quite comprehensive. Fair dues. Yep, fairly comprehensive instruction manual. I mean, in all fairness, it's a telescopic sight, so you don't really need much of an instruction manual with it, to be honest. But it's nice to get one that's nice. So I like that. Nicely laid out. Nice. You know, nice way of doing it. Like I say, good sturdy box, which speaks of something that's likely to be quite good quality. And there it is. So in the box, what have you got? Well, you've got your little CP scope. Very nice it is too. You get a little screw-on sunshade, which is quite nice. And you get some rather nice plastic and rubber flip-up lens caps, which is quite nice, and a nice foam padded box. So yes, that speaks of a quality thing. It comes in quality packaging. Looks very nice, and it's a nice safe place to keep your scope if you've not got it permanently mounted on your rifle. I like that a lot. So, little scope, tiny little thing, some Optisan branding on the side, on the parallax adjustment, little bit of branding on the front, and again on the sides, and on the back as well. Nice chunky turrets, really nice chunky caps actually, and nice chunky turrets underneath. Nice positive clicks, as you can hear. Not much giving them, tiny little bit but nothing much, but nice positive clicks once it goes into place. You can really feel it clicking into each individual setting, which is very nice. Put that down a bit. Side focus, and it runs from, I think it's about 10 meters, if not less actually. It runs from, let me have a quick look. Yeah, 10 yards out to well, slightly under 10 yards actually, but 10 yards out to infinity, which is really good. And as I say, it's a 3-12 by 32. Really nice, chunky, really good quality rings on them. Fair bit of tension on them, not too much, but there's some resistance there. All feels very smooth and very slick. Very nice. Simple twist focus eyepiece. It's not locking, but it's nice and stiff again, so that's not going to move once you've set it up. That's not going to shift. Again, really handy feature. And very small little 32mm objective. Extremely light and quite short. It's a short, light, and very nice bit of kit. Feels really good quality in the hand. Now, I have used one of these, and funnily enough, I used one last night. My friend's got one of these on his Uragan, and we were out shooting squirrels with it last night, and I have to say, quite impressed with it, very impressed with it actually. It's a non-illuminated ret on these. There's no illumination on the ret, so at the beginning of the night it was very good. Early on, very good, superb clarity, nice and clear, brilliant ret. I love the ret in this. I think the ret in this is really nice. You saw the picture of it over there. I'll just get it out again and show you the ret. I think the ret's one of the really good features of this. I really like it. It's simple, but with enough information to do everything you could really want, to be fair. It's not too cluttered. So I really like that ret. It's a nice ret. But yeah, so I was saying, so early doors, when it was still quite light, fantastic, really clear, great definition, no chromatic distortions or anything on the scope. Really nice, great ret. However, the only problem we discovered with it was, as the evening drew on, as darkness started to draw in about sort of 7 o'clock, and we were in the woods, it does start to show up then the failings of having a 32mm objective lens. It really did. It became very, very difficult to pick anything out, especially clearly. And also because it's not got an illuminated ret or an illuminated center dot, it also became very, very difficult to pick out the reticule as well. Now I was using my IOR breaker, which is a 3 to, I think it's the same zoom range as this off the top of my head. I cannot remember. I think it's a 3 to 12 as well. But that's got a slightly bigger objective. It's got a 42mm objective on that, and obviously it's got far superior. Nothing against this in the day, and as dusk's coming in, this is very good for a 32mm objective scope. The optics are very, very good. There's no distortion. It's really nice. But the IOR is in a different league. It uses shot low dispersion glass, ED glass. It's got a much bigger tube. This is a 30mm tube. The IOR is a 35mm tube, and the difference was quite noticeable as dusk was drawing properly in the woods. This really suffered quite a lot, and became quite difficult to use, whereas the IOR was still quite usable. But that is going to be what's going to happen really with any 32mm objective scope. It's not a problem that's going to be just relevant with this Optisan. It's just the fact that because it's got a very small objective, the light gathering is not as good as a 50 or a 55 or even a 60mm objective lens. It's just a fact of life. It's physics, and there's not a lot you can do about it. So when you pick one of these, you obviously pick one of these because you want a small, compact, lightweight scope to sit on, perhaps a bullpup or a very light sort of carbine type rifle, or perhaps you want a really light scope on a rifle that you're intending to lug around the mountains a great deal. You know, you might have particularly hilly terrain that you shoot over where you're carrying your rifle for extended periods of time. So you pick one of these, which is great. And like I say, up until dusk, it's fantastic. It really is. It performed extremely well. But as soon as it really does start to get noticeably darker, you will notice that your sight picture will become more difficult to pick out. That is not a criticism of this scope. It's just a fact of life with a 32mm objective scope. It doesn't matter what you bought. Obviously, if you're spending thousands of pounds and buying an IOR or a Schmidt & Bender that's got 32mm, it's probably going to gather a little bit more light than this, because the lenses will be superior. But you're paying thousands and thousands of pounds. You know, you can pay £2.5 for a scope like that. This is, you know, a couple of £100, just over. You know, for what you're paying for this, the optical quality of this is fantastic, and it is so light and so compact and so well made. You know, there's a whole host of small compact scopes come onto the market, and at the British Shooting Show I had a good look round and looked at probably a good dozen similarly sort of spec scopes to this, and out of them all, this was the one that really took my eye. I was very, very impressed with this scope, and having used it last night out on the squirrels in the woods, you know, I mean, it's never the brightest and lightest of places to be in a wood, you know, especially on an evening towards the autumn, and it was quite a rainy day as well, so it was overcast and really quite cloudy. But up until dusk started to fall, this thing was fantastic. You know, it's really, really good. So it's not a criticism of this scope. This is a properly good scope. It's just saying to you, if you buy a 32mm objective lens scope, be prepared for the slight shortening of the shooting day. It's physics. It's inevitable. Having said that, for what this is designed for, it's fantastic. And the other thing to remember is, because it's a 32mm and doesn't have a particularly high magnification range, the parallax on this will be a lot more forgiving. Even if you don't adjust the parallax, You know, you set this probably to 25 yards and it's going to be really forgiving from sort of 15 yards, probably out to 40 odd yards. You know, because of the smaller objective. Again, it's physics at play. The smaller the objective and the lower the magnification, the less effect parallax has, which is why field target shooters will be using a 60mm objective and going up to sort of 30, 40, 50 times magnification, because they actually want the parallax to be have a very short range, a very short adjustability range, so they can get a more precise judgment of the actual range in yards or meters to the target, which is all well and good for that if you're prepared to spend a while fiddling and twiddling. But if you're a hunter and you're after taking snapshots, really you sometimes don't have time to constantly fiddle with your parallax. So what you want is a scope that has as little parallax error across an air gunner's range, which is sort of 15 to 40 odd yards. So you don't have to keep twiddling it, and the smaller the objective and the lower the mag, the less effect parallax has. And that's what this was designed for, really. This was designed so you can set your parallax at 20 odd yards, 25 yards, 30 yards, and know that if you need to shoot quickly without adjusting anything, your parallax error is going to be negligible. So it's a great scope for something like HFT, and it's a great scope for snapshot hunting, where you know you're going to have stuff coming out, rabbits hopping out the warrens or coming out the hedge or whatever, and you haven't got time to constantly adjust your parallax. This scope's going to be pretty damn good for that sort of thing. Finish is really, really good. It just feels like a quality product in the hand. It really does. It really feels well made, rugged and tough. And like I say, I was very impressed by the optics on it. Very, very good optics, until it started to go dark. But that's unavoidable. That's something you're gonna have to decide. You know, if you're the sort of person that's doing shooting in the woods as it's going dark or when it's almost dark, this will not be the scope for you. You will need a much bigger objective, and you're going to have to put up with the parallax problems. But if you do most of your shooting in the day, or in the early part of the evening or the later part of the mornings, then this thing's absolutely spot on, because it's everything it's designed to be. It's light, it's small, optically it's fantastic, the ret's incredible, and all in all I'm very impressed with it. And like I say, last night when we were out shooting squirrels with it, that Uragan with this on was phenomenally good. Really was very, very good, and held up very well against the IOR in the earlier part of the evening. So yeah, quite impressed with it. Really nice, very nice scope, well made, really well designed. Got this from Optics Warehouse. Again, got to say, Optics Warehouse, they are good. The service is very good, and the range of stuff they carry, you know, they carry the top end of stuff. Even at the sort of middle in price ranges, they still seem to carry the top end of that sort of middle range stuff, if you know what I mean. Everything they seem to have is the quality stuff. They don't seem to stock stuff that's well, rubbish basically. Yeah, they don't stock rubbish stuff. It's all good stuff, and this is a cracker. They do sell out fast, it would appear, because I struggle to get hold of one, and they do seem to sell out rather quick. And having looked at one and having used one last night, I can see why. So thanks for watching. So just a quick recap. So top notch, good optics, really nice optics, a fantastic ret. Love the ret. The ret's brilliant. It's like just the right compromise between not being over cluttered and not being too simple. It's really nice. It's first second focal plane scope, so the ret will always stay the same size. Parallax adjustable, fully parallax adjustable from 10 yards out to infinity. And yeah, really nice, nicely made, very nicely made. It's got a quality feel to it. And it comes in a really good box that you can keep it in if you've not got it on your rifle. Very, very nice. Like I say, screw-in sunshade. And some very nice, I must admit, these are quite nice. I could sometimes be a bit critical of pop-up lens covers. I mean, I don't use them personally. I must admit, I never use lens covers on my rifles. I used to, but these days I don't bother. But those are a nice, those are a quality item. You know, they're not a cheap and cheerful sort of throwaway thing. They're just thrown in the box to make the packaging look good. They're actually a very nice quality item. So yeah, all in all, very, very impressed. That's a very nice package. Looks good, works well, and yeah, a bit of a bargain, really. Bit of a bargain. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.